Welcome to the last episode of WaterparkRanger's Let's Play Pikmin. Last episode, we were pretty much looking at all the levels from Challenge Mode. That includes basically the Impact Site, Force of Hope, Force Naval, and the Distant Spring. So naturally, with this last episode, we're going to be going over the final trial, as well as an extra little thing that I'm going to show after the Challenge Mode is done. So just stay tuned for after we're done with this Challenge Mode level. Now, the different thing about Challenge Mode in the final trial is that it's probably the most heavily altered in that there are lots of enemies and stuff here, while previously there was only the obstacles and Emperor Rollblacks. And it's also very different because instead of just starting out with 3 of each color Pikmin seeds, you actually start out with a full 100. But the catch is they're scattered all over the map. So basically, if you're not fast enough, you won't be able to pull them all before they go back underground after turning into flowers. But if you wait for a little bit longer, they will resurface. Now, I know that normally we basically just ran around the outsides of the level and didn't really try and finish them. But for this challenge mode level, some of the stuff in it is blocked by a few obstacles, so we're going to have to kind of actually play this level for a little while, just so I can show you what's at the end, because it's pretty weird what they put in place of Emperor Bullblacks as well as something else. But in the meantime, as you can see, they're just scattered all over the place in small groups. And the best idea is to go after the blue seeds first. I'm not talking about necessarily for speed, because once again, there is a special final trial high score video as well. The sound is out of sync, but you can find it. But if you're just trying to see what's in this level and have fun with it, then blues are naturally the ones you want to pick first to go after the bridge. And of course, we got to save these yellows from this island too. I think as a challenge, I'm gonna actually try and pull all the Pikmin seeds if I can before they go underground, which would be interesting to try. So, enemies in this level, we've got Dwarf Red Bulborbs, a Yellow Wollywog over there, kind of in the corner. Can't quite see him, but that's alright. I don't intend to fight him anyway. That would just be a waste of time. And probably Pikmin, because usually fights against Wollywogs don't end well. Since they're building that bridge, we might as well start pulling the rest of these Pikmin, which have turned into buds, as you can see. And then set them to work on it. Since now the first bridge is complete, we can bring them across dry land. Our yellows and reds are no longer totally helpless. And while they're working on the bridge, there is something else. Oh yeah, and here, there's also a single dwarf bull bear hiding in the level that I just thought I'd show you. You just flush it out of the bushes there. Basically, I think it's just there to harass you if you're not careful near the onions. Also, this is the only level with shear grubs. We've got 3 female shear grubs, 3 male shear grubs. But once again, I always kind of thought that one was like this was supposed to be the larva and the other's more fully grown. I stand by that because it actually makes more sense. Because it would make sense if they wouldn't have developed their pincers yet. Now, I'm finally going to show you the little sequence break thing that you can do with yellows. Instead of going across the fire bridge, you can throw them over this little metal ridge thing, and then just use the C-stick to direct them around. And then press X to dismiss them, and they'll go to the box. That's a pretty vital step right there. If you don't dismiss them, they're going to be really stubborn about going to the box. It'll be right next to them. For some reason, they just won't want to do it. They will do it when you dismiss them, which is pretty odd. So once again, those walls fall really quickly. So in the meantime, we can go and pull some more sprouts up here. There's supposed to be a bit of nectar grass here in the normal version of the final trial, but it wasn't really important to go after at the time. Just another use for the cardboard box. The only cardboard box that really only use for it is pushing it to the side is the one in the Forest of Hope. The other ones of the final trial and impact site actually have places you can climb up to, and that's evidence of that. Now, the important thing is to not go into the center of this arena unless you want to trigger the boss, obviously. The important thing to know about Pikmin and generally most games is large, wide open expanses generally mean that there's something bad hidden in the center. Okay, now that we've got those pulled, there are a couple annoying obstacles that we're going to have to deal with. First off, I think I'll just pick these Pikmin over here. This is a route that I didn't show you normally. It was unnecessary to show at the time, mainly because there was no reason to go over here. But it's a good way to get back across to the onions if you need to. And usually it is more reliable than the bridges, because remember, sometimes the Pikmin can be really stupid around the bridges. And that can end in disaster for sure. Just be careful on those Bulborbs if you don't want your Pikmin to get eaten, obviously. This is an extra little obstacle that they have added. For once, they actually added an extra wall in challenge mode. and it's this rock wall here, but just get these bomb rocks that are more inside the box than inside that can that takes so much trouble to get to normally. So why go to the trouble? Just use the bomb rocks from the box. And there's a pretty interesting thing back here. We've got not only fire geysers, but normal geysers, so you have to time your jump so that you go over that wall of fire geysers and don't damage yourself. And I think these might be the last couple of Pikmin to pull, and then we'll have them all. Which would be amazing, because then we will have succeeded in not letting any of them get away and fall underground, which would be annoying. And the red Pikmin can pass safely through, so we have no problem with that. That's probably a little bit more difficult to do with other types. And actually, this challenge mode level actually seems to be the easiest to basically get a perfect score in. I've never done it myself, I'm just saying. It seems like out of all of them, it would be the easiest to do. Because Impact Site has a lot of specific things in a Flint Beetle, which would be hell to make that work perfectly. So we have another bomb rock wall put in place, so we'll knock it down. I'm never really quite clear on what exactly those are, if they're stone or rock walls. Olimar says they are, but they sound like tin when Pikmin hit them. They just look like stone. So there's nothing really over on that side except the pellet. There is a burrowing Snaggart back here, so I'm going to skip ahead until we defeat him. Basically, I'm just showing you that he's here. It'll take us a while to beat him, probably. Okay, maybe we can hit him now. Yeah, when he comes up slowly like that, a huge Pikmin group can instantly destroy him. Hardly any trouble at all. Though I did lose 10 off screen, basically because he was being really stubborn and coming up really quickly. Now, I'm just going to show you what's in the center. Without being cautious about it at all, this is the BD Longlegs. It's been put in place of Emperor Bulblax, and it uses Emperor Bulblax's theme, but sped up. Now, as you can tell, I'm doing absolutely dreadful against him. The reason why is I'm going completely berserk and just trying to defeat him as quickly as possible, because we're not going to save this challenge mode level, so you might as well just see me at my worst here, fighting the BD Longlegs horribly. You can probably also notice that the Pikmin clinging to the feet are actually slowing the feet down, but it's only a temporary thing, as you can clearly see. Alright, and he's defeated, and drops 4 10 pellets, which is amazing. How did he fit them in there? So pretty much, that's all I got to show you about challenge mode. Before this LP ends, there is one more thing that I think you should see. I've never seen it explained anywhere before, so you're lucky. You get to witness this probably never before seen extra. We're just using my normal file that we've been using for the LP. It's the same day that we were supposed to use for defeating Emperor Bulblax, but instead, we're going to the Forest Navel for this last extra bit. Maybe you've noticed that the color looks different from the rest of the LP, and that's because when I went away from the final trial, I changed the settings on my screen so you can see the colors more easily, because the secret's in a very dark place, and it can be difficult to tell what's going on unless the screen is very light like this, or if you can change the color on your TV, which would be amazing if you were going to try this yourself. Alright, for this extra bit, we're going to be using blues only, because I think that's probably the best idea. And weird, the screen is speeding up for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it was something that the Pikmin caused. Usually that causes a reversal, it slows down, but I guess somehow I changed that in my settings. Anyway, I guess speeding things up is better than them slowing down, so whatever. Unfortunately, we're going to run into a few Wollywogs here, and this is a file that we're not going to save, so I'm going to be completely reckless and just swarm them and see what happens. Olimar says that if you get enough Pikmin on them, then they might not be able to jump, so I'll try that. And it worked, surprisingly! Wow. Alright. Wow, that was really amazing. Let's see if the same thing happens for these guys. Because we gotta take care of these two also. All the Wollywogs need to be dead so that we can examine the secret very carefully. Okay, weird. Somehow one died and we got more speed up. Weird, I've never heard of speed up instead of slowing down. Oh, crap. Oh, that didn't go well at all. Pikmin fail, Pikmin fail. Okay, now we can actually examine the secret a little bit better. Here it is. Some people who have played the game have noticed this bottle randomly stuck out in this lake right next to where you find the Anti-Dioxin filter. For a long time, I've wondered exactly what it's for, because every object in the game seems to have some sort of interactive function. Things like cans, pipes, and skulls at least have bomb rocks hidden in them. Now, if you rewind the video to where I just started talking about the bottle, look at it closely. There's something in the bottle. Something shaped like an oval. For a long time, I wondered what it was. An olive, a grape, or maybe a crystal. I think I've finally found out what it is, so check the video description if you want to know. You can't get in the bottle, and although it's open, you can't throw Pikmin in there because it's way too high, and yellow Pikmin can't get to it because of the water. Now, I'm pretty sure I know what that thing is. Hint, hint, check the video description if you haven't already. But there is still something that's not quite right here. It's bothered me for a long time, so I figured this LP would be a good place for you to find out about it. Right now, we're on the same plateau where you get the gravity jumper. Strangely, this plateau has a slightly raised section on it with a perfectly placed little ramp to reach an inactive jump geyser. So let's break it open to get the water flowing. Now, there's another jump geyser here that's always running, so first I'm going to use it to show you exactly how high it shoots Olimar up in the air. Like that, pretty normal, standard fare. Now, let's see how high this extra jump geyser shoots Olimar up in the air. Watch carefully. It should shoot Olimar almost 3 times higher than the other one, and what's extra strange is it shoots you out in the direction of the bottle. With this kind of height, you'd be able to get to the top of the bottle, but as you saw, the bottle is just a bit too far away for us to really get there. So basically, my questions are, what's this thing doing here? Can you get either Olimar or the Pikmin in the bottle somehow? And what will happen if you get into the bottle? Please respond in the comments below, and maybe we can get some answers. If you think that thing is something other than what I said it was in the video description, which hopefully you've read by now if you haven't already, feel free to mention that too. It's really strange when you think about it. That extra section of the plateau with its own inactive geyser pointed right in the direction of a bottle that doesn't seem to have any purpose, yet it's open as if you should be able to get in there somehow. Once again, please tell me if you've got any ideas about this. Anyways, you can look forward to the new Let's Play coming next week. This has been WaterparkRanger's Let's Play Pikmin. See you next time, and see you later, Pikmin and Olimar.